there, this is Datila with Rangers of Wrestling, bringing the wrestling time potion for tonight. I'll be reviewing Monday Night Raw. I don't have the Megazord today, but I do have the Dragon Sword right here with me. See? Alrighty then. Alright, so let's talk about tonight's Raw. So many changes. WWE announcing today that Triple H was appointed head of creative. So with Vince McMahon gone and now Triple H head of creative, I wasn't expecting a full 180, but I was expecting some change tonight. Let me tell you, we did get some changes tonight. So Raw, if you guys watch Raw and SmackDown on a weekly basis, you guys know the Raw and SmackDown normally start off with a promo, with the whole welcome to Monday Night Raw, welcome to Friday Night SmackDown. Tonight's Raw kicked off with a brawl between The Miz and Logan Paul. And I was a little confused as to why this was starting off Raw, but immediately I noticed that right away. That was one of the first changes of tonight's Raw. It's like we didn't get the whole usual welcome to Monday Night Raw promo. Like Logan Paul didn't go out there and cut a promo. Holla, 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 glorious day for 30 with Triple H being head of creative. Bye-bye, Bruce Pritchard. We won't miss you. And that is true. So this Raw kicks off Monday Night Raw. And they successfully break up The Miz and Logan Paul. And then we kick things off with the Roman Reigns promo. And as usual, Roman Reigns starts off by telling Madison Square Garden to acknowledge him. Now, I have to say, I really like this promo. Like, I don't know what was going on with like the sound, but the mics kept cutting in and out. And Paul Heyman says that they have a sound guy from New Jersey, and that whatever that guy's name is, he's next to get to go out. So I really like that line. And then they start talking about how like Lesnar ruined Undertaker's undefeated streak, that he ruined John Cena. And then Austin Theory comes out. Of course, it's expected. And Roman basically tells him that he needs to analyze the situation because his daddy is not here anymore. That his daddy is gone. Bruce Pritchard was the sound guy. He cut the mic because he was mad he got demoted from creative. Hello. So I really love that line that he says, your daddy's gone. That's Roman Reigns acknowledging that Vince is gone. So I really dug this opening segment. It just felt so like a nice change of pace. And of course, like Theory tried to attack Jey Uso. So I cannot believe I'm saying this, but really good opening to Monday Night Raw. And so then next, Theory tries to cut a promo. He gets interrupted by Drew McIntyre. And so it becomes Drew McIntyre versus Theory. Fresh match. I don't think we've seen this match before. Great line for Roman. I can tell Triple H wrote that for Roman. He probably did. And it's fun. It's so ironic that Roman Reigns was the one who told Theory that, because Roman Reigns was a Vince McMahon guy. So very ironic that you got Vince McMahon's former guy. I mean, Vince McMahon, the handpicked guy from Vince, telling the other handpicked guy from Vince that your daddy's gone. And Roman wouldn't be in that spot he is today if it wasn't for Vince McMahon. So pretty hilarious coming from Roman, don't you guys think? All right, so back to what I was saying. We get Drew McIntyre versus Theory. Fresh match. Surprise, surprise. I was a little confused to why we got this match. But I will say McIntyre was beating Theory like the whole first half of this match. Drew McIntyre was just tossing Theory around. And Theory got some offense. Now, I have to say, like, I dislike the DQ finish. It's like the more things change, the more they stay the same. Okay. It's supposed to protect, I guess it was supposed to protect Drew McIntyre in theory. But it was the only DQ finish tonight. So I guess it shouldn't be so bad. And my Wi-Fi is messing up. great. Just great. But in typical fashion, you guys know what this means. Tag team match player, holla. So this then becomes Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley versus Sheamus and Theory. So this was an okay match. Still coming and go with the Wi-Fi. Oh, really? Oh, okay, thank you. And Ziggler actually was by commentary, and he distracted Theory. And it caused Bobby Lashley to put Theory into the hurlock, and Theory tapped out. So it seemed to me like the whole first hour was just embarrassing and humiliating Theory. Holla, we got a tag team match. Yeah. So I was so like, I honestly felt bad for Theory. Like, he was not having a good day or good night. He got pretty much humiliated, embarrassed by Roman Reigns with that whole daddy line. He got beaten up by Drew McIntyre, and then he tapped out to Bobby Lashley. Like, what more could happen to Theory? Seriously. Oh my God. But it just, like, Theory was buried tonight, yeah? I definitely would say. I honestly feel like Theory could use some rebuilding. I really hope they start from the bottom with Theory. Like, he could use some repackaging. Then we got an incredible Rey Mysterio video package. That's one thing that WWE has always done well, in spite of their terrible creative and booking, is their video packages are amazing. And tonight we were celebrating 20 years of Rey Mysterio. Then we get a quick backstage segment with Dolph Ziggler. He was basically talking about Theory, how he's handsome and a hell of an athlete. AJ Styles shows up, and so does Alpha Academy, and they challenge Styles and Ziggler to a tag match. Then afterwards, we get the Rey Mysterio Celebration, again, celebrating 20 years of Rey Mysterio. There was a party backstage, and Rey Mysterio was talking about how he had his first wrestling match at the age of 14 in Tijuana, Mexico, which is where I was actually this past weekend. That's why I was MIA from all the action. I went to Tijuana. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm a little burnt. I'm a little red because it was really hot down there. So he said he says he's traveled the world and he's made money. He's created legendary rivalries for everyone to enjoy. And he talks about how guys his size back then weren't a part of the business, and he broke the mold, and he's a proud Latino. He says, I thought Dominic was going to turn heel here, but it didn't happen. He starts thanking people like Dean Malenko, Batista, Kurt Angle, Edge, the late Eddie Guerrero, and he says that he loves him and he misses him every day, and of course he knows that Eddie's always watching over him. So I really love that. That was so nice and sweet. So he says that he stands before us truly humbled for all the love and support for the past 20 years. And then they started chanting, you deserve it. He says, no wonder you didn't review SmackDown. I was like, even you know the show sucks and don't want to review it. Yep, definitely. I would have reviewed it. I've heard good things about the rap battle on Rampage, but yeah, I left Friday morning to Mexico and I came back yesterday. So, but I know what happened this whole weekend. I'm fully up to speed. So that's why I didn't review SmackDown and Rampage. So he thanks his wife and daughter for always being there for him. And he says he's proud of the man that Dominic has become. And best of all, he wants to thank the fans. He could have been at any place in the world, but he is in Madison Square Garden, and he loves everybody. And I absolutely love when he cut the ending of his promo in Spanish. I love when all the Latino wrestlers speak Spanish. I especially because I can understand what they're saying. I know most people probably don't understand, but I absolutely love it. And it's not the same. Like when a wrestler cuts a promo in Spanish and you translate it, it just doesn't have the same effect. And it doesn't sound the same when you translate it to English. So he starts to say, gracias a mi gente, meaning thank you to my people for their por el apoyo, for their support. He says, mi gente latina, my dad and people. So con mucho corazón, with all my heart. And he says, viva mi raza, long live my race. So absolutely love that. Especially as a fellow Latina, especially a Latina of Mexican descent, it always warms my heart to see the Latino talent like get the recognition that they deserve, and especially a luchador like Rey Mysterio, amazing. And the one thing I really like about this is the fact that Judgment Day didn't interrupt. I was expecting 4 interruptions from Judgment Day, and it's a celebration, and as we all know, celebrations in wrestling never end well. So I was expecting that, but no, we actually got a full peaceful celebration. But of course, then this leads into the Mysterios versus Judgment Day, and Rey Mysterio doing the whole Eddie shake, which I thought was an awesome tribute. I really like the fact that Finn Balor attempted the Eddie Guerrero trick, the whole chair trick, but he failed because Dominic kept the referee distracted. And then Rey Mysterio did the chair trick, but before the ref could disqualify Finn Balor, the Mysterios ended up winning. So then it cuts to like the back, and the party backstage. Rhea Ripley shows up, and she confronts Aaliyah Mysterio. They kind of have like the stare down, and she smacks her down, and they drag Dominic away, and then Rey Mysterio and Dominic get beat up by Judgment Day. And then later on in the night, Rey Mysterio gets another beatdown while he's like sitting on the gurney. It's Balor's birthday today. Well, it doesn't surprise me that Finn Balor lost on his birthday. So next, we were actually supposed to get a Bianca Belair promo, but it became a brawl. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch got into a brawl. Poor Bianca. People always go after her hair. Now, normally, I would be kind of fearful that, Becky Lynch would take the title off Bianca, but not so much anymore. But needless to say, I really hope Bianca retains on Sunday, and this time I'm pretty confident I think she will. Then we get Alexa Bliss versus Doudrop. Alexa Bliss, before the match, cut a promo backstage. She says she doesn't understand why Doudrop and Nikki ASH are pairing. And she says she loves Lily, but Lily is independent. She makes her own money. And then she sends a message to both Becky Lynch and Bianca saying that it doesn't matter who wins at SummerSlam. She's going to reclaim her place at the top of the women's division. Tired of seeing Becky and Bianca. Yeah, I think we are too. And then that follows her match. And Alexa Bliss is victorious against Doudrop. Then we get let me see. This week of Bruce Pritchard with Bliss and Doudrop. I actually have something on that, but I'll get to it after I finish the review. So, sorry, but give me 1 second, guys. I do apologize for that. So then we get a backstage segment with AJ Styles, and he basically tells Logan Paul if he needs anything to ask. And he says he likes Miz way less and wants Logan Paul to shut Miz's mouth up. So we get Impaulsive TV, a play on the word impulsive, I guess you can say. And I have to say, I think Logan Paul is trying hard to get the crowd behind him. But obviously, based on this segment, the crowd didn't react to him. They booed him. Seriously, they booed him. He was trying to call out the Miz, and you could tell he was trying really hard to get the crowd behind him, but it just wasn't working. The crowd did get behind him after he mentioned the Mrs. Testicles. Maurice even came out, and I thought this was going to be the usual. Maurice shows up, distracts Miz's opponent, and then Miz comes out for the attack, but that didn't happen. So I really disliked where this was going with the whole testicle thing. But I did like how Miz said that Logan Paul wouldn't have had a WrestleMania match without him, and everyone would know why he's awesome. Maurice slapped Logan Paul, and then Ciampa attacked him, and then Miz and Ciampa attacked Paul, and the crowd started chanting one more time. That's how you can tell the crowd is just not behind Logan Paul. They're rejecting him as a face, which I'm not surprised is happening. I still think Logan Paul should be the heel, but that's just me. But then again, what do I know, right? That segment was awful. Bruce Pitcher wrote this. Again, I got something to say about that. I'll say it at the end. Then we get AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler versus Alpha Academy, which wasn't actually a bad match. I don't know if there's any New York Knicks fans out there, but Chad Gable taking a shot at the New York Knicks and taking a shot about how WWE Creative would randomly throw two guys together because he said that AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler were just another pair of guys randomly thrown together for no reason. More like Repulsive TV with Logan Paul, channel changing garbage. That's true. But I really like the fact that AJ Styles and Dolph Ziggler won this match. And I don't know where we're going to go with this. I am expecting a reboot after SummerSlam. And then in the main event was a 6-man tag match. It was a Bloodline versus Riddle and the Street Profits. So first of all, I have to really say, I thought Roman Reigns was just going to show up tonight, cut a promo, and bounce. I was not expecting him to wrestle. And he actually did wrestle tonight. The show did not make me want to attend. The show. I got a better show to attend in September with AEW. Grand Slam, if that's right. So I have to say, Montez Ford got busted open after he went face first into the top turnbuckle, thanks to Roman Reigns. So I think that's the first time we've seen blood on WWE television in such a long time. I was shocked, honestly, to see blood. So, sorry about that. So let me see. Yes, going to Grand Slam took me an hour to get tickets. Really? Took you an hour? Dang, those tickets must have gone fast. I'd like to go to Grand Slam someday. Maybe next year. Because maybe next year. So, of course, the Bloodline wins this after Roman spears Riddle and I don't know if it was just me, but I think the ref botched. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he hit a 4 count. Then Seth Rollins comes out and he stares at Roman and he says bye-bye. And he attacks Riddle with the steel steps and he get hitting him with the curb stomp twice. So, and then that is how Monday Night Raw ends. And I'm still not excited for SummerSlam, but I am optimistic. Like I said, I do think we are getting a reboot after SummerSlam. Good we saw blood in the match, and the ref botched and counted 4. So, to answer everybody's question, I think this would explain a lot. So, Fightful Select reporting that most of the creative we've seen has not changed from the plans that they learned of last night. Most of tonight's show was written before the announcement of Triple H taking over creative. I say WWE won't see change until we get into the new year. So that explains why this show still had the whole testicle thing, because this show was written before Triple H took over for creative. Now, I have to say the pacing of tonight's show, I really, really enjoy it. Normally we get backstage segment, commercial, video replay. No, everything seemed to flow tonight, and I really, really enjoyed the pacing of tonight's show. It wasn't all over the place. People weren't waiting in the ring for 10-15 minutes waiting for their matches to start. It just felt different. Now, I am a little optimistic for SummerSlam now. I don't want to get my hopes too high. And like I said at the beginning, I wasn't expecting a full 180, but we saw change, and it was very much well needed. And its change is not going to happen overnight. It's going to gradually happen as time goes on. 5 out of 10, decent show. First hour flew by. Second hour was the same, but the third hour dragged. honestly, like, I felt like there was so much that happened in the first hour. Normally, it's so much talking and less wrestling. But I feel like today we got less talking and more action. Like, there wasn't a part of the show that where I was like, there's, oh my God, just cut to the chase and start the match. No, it's like we got a lot of action. The only two things I kind of disliked about tonight's show was the DQ finish between the Theory and Drew McIntyre match and the whole testicle thing. I felt like that was unnecessary and totally not needed. Tonight's show was the go home show to SummerSlam. And I've always said the purpose of a go home show is to sell you the paper, to get you excited for the pay per view this weekend. I'm still not excited for SummerSlam. I think the damage, unfortunately, has been done. I don't think that I don't even think SmackDown's gonna make me be excited for SummerSlam, but I do think going forward we will have better go home shows and much better builds to pay-per-views. It didn't even feel like a go home show anyway, as always. Yeah, it really didn't. It was just, I don't know. It was just tonight's show. Like, if tonight's show would have been a random episode of Raw, I probably would be ranking it a lot higher than I would be. But because it's the go home show, like, it's supposed to sell you SummerSlam. Didn't sell me SummerSlam. So, because of the changes, I'm going to be generous and give tonight's Raw a 6 out of 10. I would have given it a 7 if it sold me SummerSlam, but it didn't. So 6 out of 10 for sure. But with that being said, thank you guys all so much for watching and for your continuous support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday after AEW Dynamite. Bye.